Did you know that back in the heyday of Victorian London, cat's meat men, as they were called, were a common sight on many city streets? No. I know what you're thinking. Don't worry. They didn't sell meat from cats. They sold meat for cats. As Professor Catherine Hughes notes in a fascinating article in the Public Domain Review, cat's meat men wandered the street of the city with their carts and cried out something that sounded like CA-DOE-MEE. In other words, cat's meat. The meat that they sold mostly consisted of horse meat and cheap offal, that is to say, the heart, liver, kidneys, and tongue of various animals. They sold it on skewers to whoever happened to own cats in London. How many cats was that? Well, according to one Victorian social historian, we're talking about 300,000 or so cats, many of whom predictably followed the cat's meat men around, hoping for scraps and sometimes overturning their carts. Dogs, of course, followed them too. The lives of Victorian cat's meat men were hard, you'll not be surprised to hear. They covered at least 30 miles of territory by foot on most days. Many came from decidedly unromantic backgrounds, down-on-their-luck butchers who lost their shops and workers whose health had gone south, such as carriage painters poisoned from inhaling toxic paints. There were also a few cat's meat women as well, by the way. Now, perhaps you think that cat's meat street selling is a bit creepy, and, to be fair, so did some Londoners back then. After all, nobody quite knew how much cat's meat might be meat from cats. In 1871, at the height of the German army's siege of Paris during the Franco-Prussian War, cat meat became a bit of a delicacy in the protein-starved city. Proper Londoners disapproved, of course. Isn't that just like the French anyway, they scoffed. But 17 years later, London had its own cat's meat-related horror story to own up to. Flower seller Annie Chapman became the second victim of Jack the Ripper. The infamous murderer disemboweled her on the back doorsteps of a house on the East End, the front of which served as a cat's meat shop. It was not a good public relations day for the profession. Undaunted, in 1901, the top cat's meat men of London, 250 of them, sat down to a celebratory dinner at a restaurant close to central London. They dined at long tables in their best attire. As waiters served them soup, beef, and mutton, they cried out, "Meat!" as they did on the streets of their city. To honor them, none other than Mary Russell, the Duchess of Bedford, dropped by. She ladled out vegetables to the meat men and gave a brief speech urging them to watch out for cats who were being mistreated. After the meal, the denizens of cat's meat enjoyed a classical music program provided by a concert pianist who, yes way, brought along her cat.